I want to manufacture a product. How much budget do I need? And why the prices are like that? This is the most common question among buyers. Not only beginners, but those who have been sourcing from China for many years. The reason is that most buyers don't understand how cost is structured. So they can only listen to what the suppliers say and compare prices. That will lead to problems like poor quality or quality lower than as promised, or feeling like being ripped off. Then watch my videos to the end, okay? You probably need to watch many videos in my series. You will have a basic understanding of how prices are structured, and do not underestimate this basic understanding, because a lot of people from Chinese trading companies don't understand it. I'm planning to make 3 videos on the topic of what's the budget, or how much budget should you have from 0 to 1, and maybe 4 videos, I don't know yet. And developing a product from the very beginning, what you need is to make a mold. In this video, I'm going to explain how much is a mold. What do you get from the expensive one, and what do you get from the cheaper one? Before we begin, I need to emphasize on one thing, is that whether a product is going to be developed successfully relies on how the mold is made, like 60% of the times. I'm in Shenzhen at the moment. Usually what we produce is mid to high-end products. A simple mold, the price starts from 25,000 RMB. But if you go to Zhejiang province, which is up north like 1,200 kilometers, you'll find mold can be made around 15,000. And what is the difference? I'm going to explain to you step by step. The very first thing that is different is the steel. And a lot of people will tell you the steel is different, and we use better steel here, we use cheaper steel there. What do the differences mean to you? Steel comes in different grades, or let's say different level of hardness. The mold steel we use in very southern China or Shenzhen are usually at 50 degrees. But up north, they use around 30 degrees. And with cheaper steel, the hardness within it is uneven, okay, is inconsistent. So it doesn't matter how you polish it, how you cut it. It's harder here, it's softer here. So what happens is the product that is produced in such molds are inconsistent in quality, deformed. Let's say some fridge storage boxes. You know, the way you seal it is uneven. And the price for cheaper steel is around 20 or 30 RMB. But for 50 degree steel, it is doubled. See the price difference now? And that's only one of the factors. And the steel that has 50 degrees for hardness is only a starting point. And here's a critical issue with cheap steel, is the rust. In southern China, the weather is very humid, especially in March, April. Sometimes when we get up, you look at the floor, there's a layer of water on it. And that's how humid it is. So good steel takes few days to rust, but cheap steel takes only a few hours to get rust. And good steel is very easy to take care of. You only put some anti-rust oil on it is enough. And once the cheap steel gets rusted, the maintenance cost goes up 50%. Okay, lifespan shortens 40%. In other words, if your sales goes up or picks up, you probably need to develop molds all the time. So that's the material of the mold, okay? Then it's the processing steps of the mold. I have summarized into 9 steps. The first step, you need a 3D file, which you can create, or you need to create by yourself. If you don't know how to do that, you can go to Fiverr.com to find a seller to do that for you, okay? And also that there are a lot of designers can do that for you in China. Step 2 is the material preparation. Steel is one of the things, but a mold consists of 25 parts. Some parts responsible for taking the products out. Some is to ensure the precision of the mold. Because to keeping the mold place and balance, you need to have different screws and needles and stuff. Okay, that's what it does. So mold is not only 2 flat pieces put together. And of course, the quality of the material is different too. Step 3 is rough machining. It's basically to cut the mold into the shapes of the product. And step 4 is the heat treatment. What it does is to harden the steel This step is to ensure the durability of the mold, the precision of the mold, and preventing deformation during production. And affordable molds are usually skipped from this step because an extra step costs money. And also, if you do this step, it'll make the next step harder, which leads us to step number 5, finishing. You can understand it as further cutting the mold into the shapes as designed in the 3D files. When you cut the molds, okay, you're using CNC, you're using machines, but there are blades in it. Otherwise, how do you cut it? And the higher level of the hardness of the steel, the better blades you need, the more it costs. Now you understand why they skip heat treatment. If they don't skip, they have to pay for the heat treatment and they need to pay for better blades, and it takes longer. And this is one of the main reasons why some products come out deformed. Design files are always precise, and this is why you see products like Lego type, where products pieces need to be snapped together or connect together, and the connection part is not accurate. And step 6, EDM. It's similar to finishing or rough machining, but it further cuts on the mold where the blades cannot operate, and it uses like 10,000 degrees Celsius heat that is generated by electricity to cut on the steel. And step 7, polishing. You've heard of sandpaper, right? And polishing is usually done step by step. For example, 400, 600, 800, 1000, 1200. Cheap molds usually stop at 800 grids. Of course, less steps, cheaper price. And that's why some products have visible streak marks. Again, it has everything to do with precision, okay? Let's take fridge storage boxes again. The more precise, the better seal it gets, okay? Some good boxes may be perfectly sealed for many days, but cheap ones can only be sealed maybe a few hours, maybe not at all. And step 8 is to assemble the mold. Let's say you're putting the mold or installing the mold into the injection machine, and that's going to take a few hours, very complicated. And that's why a lot of manufacturers say, hey, your quantity is too small. That's one of the reasons, because it takes a few hours. And step 9, which is the final step, is the testing part. So after installation, everything's ready, machine is heated, then you just run a small number of the products and see how the products come out. If this step passes through, then you can start mass production. Now, that's all the 9 steps. As for which mold you should choose, if you want to make mid to high-end products, you need to come to Guangdong province. And if you want to compete in prices and quality, as long as can be used, the surface is precise or not, it doesn't matter to you, then you go to Zhejiang province. It's definitely cheaper over there. And you can't do the opposite because the supply chain, for example, even the mold parts cannot be purchased if you do it the other way, okay? In case you don't know where Guangdong province is, that's where Shenzhen and Dongguan and Guangzhou cities are. It's very close to Hong Kong. Okay, and Zhejiang province is where Hangzhou or Yiwu, the cities are located, and it's very close to Shanghai. I hate making videos. This is taking a lot of energy from me, so I'm sure there are a lot of questions or issues I haven't covered yet. You are very welcome to leave comments, and I'll try my best to answer those questions. Okay, my name is Dawei. I only share practical sourcing knowledge or techniques. Okay, remember to click to follow, and I will see you in next video.